Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Now, I honestly don't like making videos like this, and I don't really like making the rest in peace videos either, but being a news outlet, the tough topics have to be talked about, and we have received the updates on the autopsy of George Peterson. And I want to wait a second before I brought this to you guys because I want to just make sure everything was correct from multiple sources, but it seems that George passed away due to sudden cardiac dysarrhythmia due to hypertensive cardiovascular disease. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but pretty much in all of these outlets, they're saying that anabolic steroids played a huge role. And I really hate that they're kind of making that the headline, but they did rule George's death as natural, but they did say that the steroids contributed to it. And just being honest, guys, pretty much with any bodybuilder passing, the steroids might not be the main cause, but I'm pretty sure they contribute to everything. But I don't really want this to be a grim video. I actually want to talk about George Peterson some. And the physique that you guys are seeing here is the physique that he won the 2019 Arnold Classic with in the Classic Physique division, man. George arguably had one of the best backs in the Classic Physique division as a whole, probably in Classic Physique division history, even up there with Breon Ainsley. You guys can see here he's crazy conditioned. And looking at the shot in the middle, like I've said numerous times, man, I believe George is a guy that could possibly win every division. I believe George could win men's open, and I believe he can win in men's open bodybuilding. And this was George Peterson from the 2019 Mr. Olympia in the Classic Physique division, where he placed third behind Chris Bumstead and Breon Ainsley. And arguably he could have placed a little higher, but I just believe that they saw George more as a bodybuilder and not as a Classic Physique guy. But man, George crazy peeled here, and you guys can see the insane back. And man, George was a great guy, man. From what I know, everyone said he was a lot like John Meadows, one of the nicest guys you would ever meet. And here was George Peterson from the 2020 Mr. Olympia, where he took third in the 212 division, beating out Derek Lunsford. Derek Lunsford actually placed fourth. And, of course, Sean Clarita won the title with Kamal El Gardner right behind him. But I was very excited to see the package that George was bringing to the stage this year. And a couple of days out, just seeing the physique updates from weeks out leading up to the show, George was looking insane, man. And George is a guy that actually could have came in and won that Mr. Olympia. It's very possible. But I did want to share this with you guys. I actually bought a training plan from George about a year ago, and I worked with him for a little while. But it was just interesting to me that he's a top 3 Olympian in the world, and he only charged $100 for his training plans. They were coaching, so he did training and nutrition for only $100 as a top 3 Olympian. Guys, I charge more than $100 a month for my personal trainer, and I'm nowhere near being a pro bodybuilder. But George, he was very personal with me. Pretty much anytime I text him, he always messages me back. And as you guys can see here, he says, "Thanks for checking in, brother. Since I'm customizing your program to your goal specifications, programs usually take me roughly 5 to 6 days to compete, And then he says, "Thanks for being patient." He's stoked for us to get things rolling. And this is just incredible to me, man. A top 3 Olympian in the world potentially could be a Mr. Olympia in my eyes in almost any division, but was really close to winning that 212 title and the Classic Physique title. And the fact that he was selling plans for $100, man, and actually checking in with the clients himself just goes to show the type of person that George was. So even though we just got the results of his death and it's looking like they're trying to make it sound like steroids played a major role, and maybe they did, but like I said, they did rule George's cause of death as natural and just said steroids played a role but weren't the main factor. So rest in peace to George Peterson, and I'll take a moment of silence for him.